อาทิตย์ที่แล้ววอร์ดอได้รับสายครับจากทางดิสนีย์เชิญให้ไปสัมภาษณ์ดารานำจาก Star Wars The Last Jedi ที่โตเกียวแทบไม่ต้องคิดเลยครับไปแม้ว่างานจะล้นมือวอร์ดอก็จะแหกเอาเวลาไปให้ได้ครับแม้ว่าจะไปถึงเช้าค่ำกลับก็ตามงานนี้ถือว่าคุ้มแสนคุ้มเพราะเราจะได้เจอกับมาร์ค แฮมเมลซึ่งเป็นลูค สกายวอล์กเกอร์แห่ง Star Wars ที่วูดดี้ชื่นชอบมาตั้งแต่เด็กๆบอกเลยว่าเราหลงรักผู้ชายคนนี้วูดดี้ก็เลยเก็บภาพเรดคาร์เป็ตของงานนี้มาฝากทุกคนแล้วก็ได้คุยกับผู้กำกับถึงภาพยนตร์ Star Wars ภาคนี้ที่กำลังจะเข้าอาทิตย์นี้วันที่ 14 ธันวาคมทุกโรงภาพยนตร์ในไทยว่ามันพิเศษยังไงตัวเองก็ยังได้แอบไปดูฟุตเทจตัวอย่างมา 20 นาทีครับโอ้โหบอกเลยทำไมมันสนุกและตลกขนาดนี้
So we saw the footages. Lots of comedy in there.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that I've seen so far.
Yeah.
It seems like it's not like what I've seen for the past few years.
Yeah. Well, it was really important to me, and I think audiences are going to be surprised, I hope pleasantly, by the amount of humor and fun in the movie. It is an intense movie. It goes to some darker places, but especially because of that, it was very important for me that we balance it with humor and fun. Because that's what makes it feel like a Star Wars movie to me. Star Wars movies are never just heavy. They always have an element of fun to them. So I hope audiences appreciate it.
For the past week, I've been, Googling your work.
It's dangerous.
Drafting questions, editing questions, and then on the plane here, I was thinking, you know what? There's this thing that's stuck in my head. When you were young, you probably grew up watching Star Wars.
Sure.
All the films.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when they said, hey, it's your turn now to do one. I mean, what was going through your mind at that time? How do you perfect that art in your own version?
I mean, when they asked me if I would be interested in doing this, my brain melted and fell out through my feet.
Did you scream?
I couldn't even scream. I couldn't even put together. I was just. That was my reaction. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was 4 years old. I never in a million years thought I'd have the opportunity to actually work on a Star Wars movie. So this has been a dream come true for me, And I just the only thing I tried to do is make a really great Star Wars movie. I wanted to just dive in and tell a good story and take these great characters that were created in The Force Awakens and take them all on the next step of their journey in the most interesting way possible. That's all I focused on.
และไฮไลท์นี่เลยครับคือการที่วอร์ดอได้เจอฮีโร่ในวัยเด็กลูค สกายวอล์กเกอร์หรือมาร์ค แฮมเมลที่ภาคนี้กลับมารับบทนำเต็มรูปแบบเขาบอกเลยครับว่าเขาคือผู้ชายคนแรกที่เราแอบชอบ
So this is going to be my last press junket.
Is it?
After this, I will be retiring, and
You're too young to retire.
No, I'm going to do something else. So this will be my last guest.
The last.
Very honored.
Jedi, the last guest.
Yes, and my first crush. Dude, when I was 6, my dad brought me to the theater, and you standing in the desert with that blonde hair, I was just like, I like this guy.
Well, you know what? I think Luke was the most unthreatening character.
Yes. Yeah.
You were probably, if you were 5 or 6, you think, well, the space pirate, he's a little dodgy, he's cynical and royalty, that's not so easy to relate to. Yeah. But Luke was just an average kid. Yeah. And I think that what was so appealing to the young people is to think, see, I could do that. He's not physically intimidating. Yeah. He's not the brightest kid. Yeah. I mean, he never sees what's right in front of his face. He doesn't recognize Ben Kenobi. So eventually he gets there. But again, that I think is very relatable too. So he's very human despite the fact that he possesses these sort of mystical powers. I think one thing that the Star Wars has is that it's so relatable. There's such human characteristics that you're not used to in a science fiction movie. We risk our lives to save the princess. What is the first thing she does? You came in that? She's complaining about the vehicle that we're going to save her in. She also criticizes our rescue. You call this a rescue? She grabs the gun. I love that because it was effortless feminism.
when I went to primary school and then to school afterwards, I was really much more confident.
Good.
Because of you there in my head,
Right.
I was able to stand in front of the class and talk to people very confident. So thank you.
My pleasure.
To you, Mark.
Thanks so much.
Now,
Thank you, Woody.
Coming back to The Last Jedi, and this is probably another exciting project for you. I mean, being back on the set for the past few years, working with such a great cast, great director, what's it like being back? Like you mentioned, this is the Star Wars pension. You said that. Right?
It's, the Jedi pension plan. Well, because we had a beginning, a middle, and an end. I never expected to come back. I thought even if they make future films, there'll be all new characters. They won't need us.
They never called you. They never.
Well, eventually they did, but and Carrie and I would just laugh and say, "Can you believe we're still doing this after all these years?" She was 19 when I met her.
Yeah.
So. You rarely get a second bite of the apple. Yeah. And it's happened to me over and over again. I did Joker for about 6 years, and then they went on to other projects. Other actors played the character, and of course Heath Ledger in the film. And then they asked me to come back for the Arkham Asylum games. Mm-hmm. What, 15 years later?
Yep.
Couldn't believe it. We did 3 of those. I won a BAFTA for that. I mean, oh my God, that's like a real award.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But I mean, I've won awards I've never heard of before. But I said, are you sure? BAFTA? I mean, my gosh, that's an award I've actually heard of.
And you also get to be with Carrie Fisher. I mean...
Yeah, she was so much fun, of course. I'd just go hang out in her trailer. I had my dog, Millie.
What did you guys do in the trailer?
Well, we just, shoot the breeze and talk about politics and talk about movies we liked. She was just endlessly entertaining. And I could make her laugh. She could make me roar with laughter. And again, we just appreciated the fact, because I said, why did you agree to do this so quickly? You should have been like me. I kept a poker face, just to give my agent a little
for a few years
bargaining power. And she cuts to the chase. She goes, "Mark, what kind of parts are there for women over 50 in Hollywood?"
Yeah,
she's absolutely right. Women have it much harder than men in Hollywood, and as usual, just like Leia was much smarter than Luke, Carrie was much smarter than Mark.
Truth. It's time for the Jedi to end.
You mentioned in the movie, the Jedi must end.
Staggering. I said to Ryan, listen, he was the most optimistic, hopeful character, number one. Number two, Jedis would never give up.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he was traumatized, it would take him a year or two, and then he'd come back with double the energy to right what was wrong. But it's not my Star Wars anymore. I mean, it never was. It was George Lucas's Star Wars. And what I'm saying to you is that I can't expect them to follow the tenets that George laid down. Once George retired, he turned it all over to a new generation. In fact, the writers and directors were kids when the first films came out. Now they're in the driver's seat. And the last thing they need is me saying, well, in my day, we did X, Y, and Z. They don't want to hear that. They want to make the movies that they want to make.
You know what? I read somewhere that you transited in Bangkok, but you've never been to Thailand?
No, what happened was I was going to Australia from London, and so we stopped in Thailand, probably to refuel or something, and they let us get off the plane, but we couldn't actually go out into the city proper. So I went to the souvenir shop, and I bought all my friends Thailand shirts, so they feel like they've been there, but I'd love to go there someday. That's one of the countries I've never really visited that I'd love to at some point.
So we're just going to give you a Thai 101 for your Thai greetings to the fan.
Okay, sure.
Simple as this. Sawadee krap. Palms together. Sawadee krap.
Sawadee krap.
And that's, I hope to be, welcoming you in Bangkok sometime soon, Mark.
And may the force be with you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, man. Thank you.
หนังกำลังเข้าแล้วก็ไปดูกันด้วยนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นแฟนตัวจริง หรือไม่เคยดู Star Wars อะไรก็ตามทีเพราะมันสนุกมาก
Hello, Star Wars fans in Thailand. My name is Ryan Johnson. I wrote and directed The Last Jedi. And I hope that you'll come see it and enjoy it when it comes out. May the Force be with you.